Hi guys, this is Dr. Caudill, the parent doctor. Today is going to be the first in a series of recordings I make that I'm calling Sharpening the Axe videos. And by calling it this, I'm referring to the quote from Abraham Lincoln, which is, "If I had 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend the first four sharpening my axe." Now, admittedly, I have not chopped down many, if any, trees in my lifetime, but I love this idea of leveraging my time and prioritizing investing my time in tasks which will reap the reward of time saved down the line. I think the more often I can think of ways to do this, the easier over time my life is going to become, and the less time I'm going to spend on non-preferred tasks. So today, one of my main pain points lately has been my Gmail account. Now, I've had this account for about 20 years, and I kind of stumbled into it, probably like some of you, in that no one ever really showed me how to use email or Gmail. And therefore, I just kind of stuck things into labels thinking they were folders. Sometimes I deleted them when I didn't mean to. I didn't understand the difference between delete and archive. I didn't really understand how to use labels effectively. And I had no idea how to clean out old messages that I no longer needed. So this video is meant to show you how to do those things in hopefully a clear and concise way. And I'm going to use Loom, which allows me to share my screen with you as I'm doing it in my own email account. So here we go. All right, so let's dive in. Let's start with here. These are called your system settings. And if you go to settings, see all settings and labels, it's going to show you the system labels. And there are many options that you can see. If you hide them, and the one you select is going to be bolded. So for example, I'm showing only starred and sent. Everything else is hidden. You can choose whatever you want, but don't worry that if you hide them, they're disappearing. They're still here under more, and you can always view them whenever you're ready. This just cleans up your default view when you log into Gmail. Similarly, with labels, you can think of labels kind of like file folders, although there's more functionality than file folders have because the same message can have multiple labels in Gmail. The key, though, is really to getting to an inbox of 0 each day so that you know everything here has been dealt with. And that feels really good. So if you're not used to that, know that it is possible, even for you, because I am not a very organized person, and I have gotten to inbox 0 frequently lately. You can see right now I have 70 messages in my inbox. That's because I have a few things. I've been a little bit lazy today and yesterday, but I do get that many messages every day. So it is important to actually have a system in place so that you're dedicating time. It doesn't have to be every day, but at least a few times a week to go in and either dispose of your messages, label them, and file them away, or delegate them or respond to them so that your inbox can be 0 and you can sleep well at night and not have dread the next time you open your Gmail inbox. Next up, I want you to add the labels. So the labels I'm recommending are personal, financial, and business. If you have any work-related emails, you can call this something else if you want to. You may also want to have a to-do, or you may just want to use starred as active items in your inbox. I think it's helpful to understand how your Gmail is structured. The inbox here is kind of like a desk where you bring in physical mail from your mailbox and just dump it there. So it's got the good stuff and the junk all mixed up together. And this is why it's so important to get into a routine where you're filing that in some way, and you can know that your desk is clean, and you know where the things that you need are, and you know that things you don't need are gone, and you don't have to worry about them cluttering up your life anymore. Labels are basically like sticking your mail into a to be filed manila folder, but it's still on your desk if you use this feature. So up at the top here, let's go through these. This is archive. This is not delete. This is like, I don't want to delete it, but I don't want it to be in my inbox anymore. But if you just archive, it's not going to be something that you can find through labels. You're going to have to go to your archive. This is report spam. So if there's a message that you want the system to future put in the spam box, you want to click that. This is delete. Deleted messages go in your trash and they stay there for 30 days. You don't have to panic. It's not an immediate gone forever situation if you delete things, but they will go here. And after 30 days, the things you don't empty from your trash will be deleted. Move to is when you want to put a label on it. So basically, it's got a personal label. And because I moved it, it went to that personal folder. So now if I go here, there it is. That's that territory message. Another way you can do it, that's delete, is to label things. And if I just put a label of, say, financial banking for this. It's going to put the label on the message, but the message stays in my inbox. So now if I don't want to see it in the inbox anymore, although now it's here, it's been kind of filed, right? There it is. It's under financial banking. But if I don't want it in my inbox, I'm going to have to archive it. To me, that's an extra step. I would rather just move it with one click and then it's gone. So I think you should just use move when you're cleaning up your inbox messages each day, or delete. All right, step 3. If you are like me and you have a lot of old messages, you may decide that there is a date after which you're ready to just purge everything. To do that, you're going to want to type in here before and then a date, and then hit search. And it's going to give you all the messages before that date. Then you'll want to select them all by hitting this, and then select all conversations in inbox, because right now, if you've searched something, it's all the things that apply to your search. And then you want to delete all of those messages. That's how you would do that. For me personally, when I started this project and I had, literally over 30,000 messages from like 20 years ago, I decided that everything over 7 years, I would just delete. So I typed in today's date 7 years ago, before, and then that date, and I hit search and I selected all of those messages and I trashed them. And then I went to today's date 3 years ago and I selected all of those messages and I archived them. So I wasn't deleting them, I was just archiving them. That left only the 3 years most recent messages, which still was a lot of work to organize. But from there, I got to inbox 0, and it's much easier at that point to go to step 4, which is maintain. So whenever you go into your inbox, which is either daily or a few times a week, hopefully not every day, 10 times a day, I want you to think about handling things in the following order. First is respond to things that require a response immediately. Don't put it off, because then it's just going to be in your head when you click out of your inbox. Move to a label or delete anything after that. Anything that's trash and you don't want, or junk and you don't want, delete it. If there's anything you need to delegate, go ahead and forward it and delegate it to someone else. And then all the other things you should be able to move to a label to keep if you want to file them and keep them. For your sanity, I highly recommend limiting your time in your inbox each day. I use a free app called Inbox When Ready to protect my focus. And basically what that looks like when I'm in my when I'm in Gmail, if I just log in out of the blue, it's going to show me this. And it's going to say, oh, so you've already seen your inbox 9 times today. That's a lot. It's because I've been recording this video. But normally it would just say you've been in your inbox once today for however many minutes. And then if you want to see your messages, you can. Or you can hide it, and you can just use your email by searching for old messages or composing things. Some other tools I recommend are unroll.me. This is basically a free way to unsubscribe from solicitation emails. Another one is called clean.email. This isn't free. I paid $29 for a year of access, but it can be used on all my email addresses. So in my opinion, it's worth it. It has a lot more functionality of being able to unsubscribe from things or to automatically sort things. So for me, I think it's worth the price. But you may want to start with Unroll Me if you don't have a ton of subscriptions and see if that works for you. All right, finally, you may want to use sub-labels. So you can see here, I just have 5 main labeling systems, but then within it, I have a lot of different things. In fact, I think I have too many and I probably need to simplify this a little bit. But basically, there's no limit to the sub-labels you can have within a certain label. I think it's nice to have fewer main labels just because it keeps things cleaner on the main screen. All right, so finally to review, step 1 is clean up your view, and you do that by hitting settings, selecting what system labels you want, what categories you want to see, and creating your main labels. Step 2 is delete messages older than X date. You set the date. You feel comfortable maybe getting rid of everything older than a month ago? Great, go for it. If you don't feel comfortable deleting anything, you can archive everything. If you want to get rid of most of your things, but not everything, you can do a compromised version like I did of deleting everything over 7 years, archiving everything over 3 years, and then sorting the rest. Step 3 is to make your labels. So choose 3 to 6 main categories as your labels. And then step 4 is to go through all the messages that remain in your inbox and either trash them, move to a label, or archive them if you don't really need to see them now, but you're not ready to trash them. Then you just have to maintain, which is easier said than done. But you basically want to repeat that step 4 at least weekly. And I recommend that you utilize tools like Inbox When Ready, Boomerang, which allows you to remind you by sending an email back to your inbox, or bringing it back to you or sending it at a later date. That's also free. Unroll Me, which is an unsubscribe tool that's free, or clean.email, which is an unsubscribe tool, and more, but it does cost a little bit of money each year. All of these will help you maintain an inbox of 0. And believe me, it is possible. If I can do it, you can do it. Good luck. Practice these things and teach your kids. They're going to need it.